Now Renee will catch you up on what you missed on the last episode of Tabletop Dubshot.
Hello and welcome back to Tabletop Dubshot, a live-action D&D game with all baristas. I am Renee, your dungeon master, and with me is Bela,
Valentina.
PE,
Buka.
and Jordan.
As Pierce, still not much of a voice.
He's a
Last
smoker now.
we it's a sultry voice. Last we left off, our friends finally caught up with Fel right at the edge of the tree line, and with that they saw a familiar face of Kubosh. After a little convincing, they persuaded Fel to not go and attack the group of Children of Mercy, but instead you guys started doing especially after hearing another voice from the cave. You guys did a little reconnaissance and then climbed this hill where the cave was a part of, and not seeing anybody but hearing some voices. You heard the Fel and then two new voices, one belonging to someone named Fawn and the other one unknown to this day. But it seems even amongst this, there's still someone else that holds the reins on whatever this group and organization is planning on doing. And after doing a little investigating and a little eavesdropping, the biggest thing that you guys uncovered was the fact that they are after a golden sash. You guys have no clue if that is just the sash that belongs to House Karzari or if it is something else. But after making your way back and Thel heading back to the cabin, you guys did a little investigating and went into the headmaster's office. And after snooping a little bit, you guys found the itinerary of the general layout of what the conclave will look like, at least for dinner that evening and then the next day. While this is happening, Pierce doing a little patrolling on the hallway, making sure that no one catches them as they're looking through the headmaster's office, found a window where, looking outside, he saw to his realization, the head of the house of Nixvarn and their protector. And after making eye contact with Pierce, that is where we are now. So Pierce, you see that they make eye contact with you. They immediately, you can tell, are like clocking features of you, but they don't slow down, they don't stop, they don't make any indication towards the head of the house of Nixvarn. At some point, they are out of eyesight as they are headed to the same building where the bell tower. And at that point, that's when you guys lock the door behind you, because you guys had established that last session. And you guys see Pierce down the corridor.
Okay, and I wait for the door to click, all the way close. Pierce, are we still good?
Yeah, nobody in the building. Did see some people walking outside, but they went to the bell tower.
Awesome. Well, looking at the itinerary for the rest of today, it doesn't look like anything with the conclave is going to happen. All that seems to start tomorrow, but I can't remember specifically. Is there a dinner tonight?
There is a dinner tonight at 8 o'clock.
Nothing with the conclave meeting tonight, except there is a dinner for us to possibly stake out. What do we think?
Or pretend to be waitresses and waiters.
I mean, do they have a bar?
I'm sure they have a bar.
A smile creeps across my face. Okay, well, we can go.
Can I finally be your bar back?
We will see. And as I just head the way that we came up the stairs to make our way out of the headmaster's and office corridor.
You guys make your way out. You guys step outside. The lobby that you guys first stepped into is still empty. And just a gentle little snow starting to come out. At this point, it's middle of the day. It's noon. So it's still hours away before dinner scheduled to be. You're unsure of when some of these houses are supposed to be arriving. You know, most of them are arriving today, with the exception being the House Karzari, and they had arrived the day before. But
great.
But you guys do have some time before dinner happens.
Do we want to go back to Thel's and regroup and talk to him about what we saw/found out?
I think that's a good idea.
As we're walking back to the cabin, I just want to remind us all that I think Thel is very much disinterested with anything that's going to happen on campus if it doesn't involve, the children.
Yeah.
And as Pierce was saying last we talked about it, it feels like the children are going to stay away from any group functions because obviously they're well protected,
Yeah.
right? I guess before we get back to Thel, where do we see opportunity for the children to act?
You saw the schedule.
Right. I think the opportunity is either before the dinner or immediately after the dinner. And then there's nothing on the agenda until 9:30 the next day.
So we have to go to this dinner, see who has a golden sash on, and then follow them home.
Whoa. I guess I didn't think we'd have to follow them home.
Well, not home, but
But
their
we're
residence.
right. But you're so right. We're gonna have to make sure that they make it back safely. Or maybe talk to their protector,
Hopefully.
right?
I feel like we might have a hard time talking to any of these people other than the head of House Kazari's, just because we've already interacted with them.
Mm-hmm.
Less of a chance of misunderstanding, and
Mm-hmm.
he might actually listen to us.
Right.
That's an inn. But people always talk to the bartender.
That is also true. Okay. Let's see what Fel has to say.
You guys start making your way back to the cabin. And at this point, like I said before, you guys are looking around, not really seeing much of the students, not really any teachers. The only thing still making their rounds and patrols are these cloaked guards, but you don't see anybody else. You guys make your way back in. It takes you guys about 30-40 minutes. And you do your knock, and then Thel opens the door, looking a little bit still hurt, but a little bit more put together.
Mm.
What did you
Well,
Hi.
come in? Come in. Looks past you guys, closes the door behind you. So, what did you guys find out?
So, no solid leads on who owns this golden sash, but we do have the schedule for the conclave, and we're thinking that the children are going to attack when the houses are in solitude versus when they're all together with all of the protectors.
I mean, they're not going to attack them while they're on campus.
But don't they stay on campus during the conclave?
Yeah.
So
oh
before
no.
or after, when they're
Do we
leaving, then
Yeah. I mean,
do
there's,
we
like I
think
said,
they're poised to strike before they get here?
I mean, if that's going to happen, then they're going to do that right now.
Right. That kind of rules out House Karzari.
Yeah, but why
They're
would
already
they?
here.
Wouldn't I feel like if they're aiming at one of these houses, they would have some information of where they're coming from, and targeting them where all of them are gathering doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you wait until it's the hardest to target them?
I look at Val. I think we're gonna have to go talk to the Archforge right now.
Do you guys
so we
know who
have
he
to go
is?
crash this dinner. They're at dinner,
I mean,
They're
they're
not
gonna
the
gonna
let
welcome
you.
dinner.
They're not going to let you guys in.
Not if we ask.
I would tread incredibly lightly, Val.
I know.
I know it's fun to jest and make jokes and do things, but people have died for less reasons for crossing the house.
I'm not trying to cross them is the thing.
They won't see a difference. They if they catch you breaking into the conclave, I promise you they're not going to ask questions.
Val, how well do you know the kitchen, food, staff?
Moderately well. Darcy probably knows them.
Okay. Regardless of if they think we are there for nefarious or evil reason, I think we can agree it's in our best interest that we need to have ears, at least, in on this dinner. Do you think Darcy could make an introduction?
Darcy might be doing some of the catering just in general.
Okay. I think for the safety of the school and the conclave, we need to find a way to get either in contact with the Archforge or be able to have eyes and ears on this dinner to try to prevent any future possible incident, right?
Yeah. I mean, Darcy might know better. I don't know what the plans look like for the event tonight.
Okay. I look at both Pierce and Val. I don't know if all three of us can get placed into this dinner and go unnoticed.
No, I don't think we all need to be either. Getting even just one of us in there is going to be a huge help.
I think you have the best cover.
I am honored, and Buka kind of blushes a little bit. I am honored, and I think while I'm in there, we can't just wait to find out what I am learning. Right? We need to take advantage of any and all time that we have. Because this is either happening with before the dinner or it's gonna happen shortly after the conclave is over.
That might be the best bet. I don't think Darcy will be making her way here today if the dinner's tonight.
Okay.
And you guys could probably, I mean, if you're gonna do anything, it'd probably be now. She would be in the kitchens.
Val, do you want to lead the way?
Yes. Yes. My other hiding spot on campus. I'll show you the shortcut.
Awesome. If we ever play hide and seek, I feel like we'd be really good at this game. We already know where the greenhouse is, and Buka's leaving Thal's house at this time. We've been in the woods. We found those caves, right?
Oh, you guys would definitely lose. I am mastermind of hiding around these places.
Mm-hmm. Buka pulls out the key, but I can go places you can't go.
I stole the key from the headmaster's office. I whisper.
You guys do this little sneering competition as you guys start back, and you guys are just doing this back and forth. But yeah, Val, you definitely know the way to the kitchens themselves. Located somewhat close to the bell tower. It's a little bit more central to the actual like school itself. Putting it a little bit closer to like the Great Hall where like dinners and stuff are had by the students and the faculty. And so there is like the main entrance in, and then there's this large back area where even from a distance you can already feel as you guys are heading towards the back, massive fire pit in the back. And you already see a massive hog that is on is literally just being roasted as you see this human man as he is slowly just turning it as it's being cooked. You guys are able to make your way past them. This man's fully focused on this task at hand. And as soon as you guys walk in, you immediately smell the smell of food and of roast. So partially part of the food outside, but it seems to be some other roast or meat that's being cooked inside. And you guys are cacophony of sound as pots and pans are just being clanged as food is being prepped. You do hear someone yelling, we're gonna need the elk tenderloins. They're gonna be part of the first course, and then after that we will serve chicken breast, the lavender crusted root mash. But the tenderloins have to be done first. And they're like yes, of course. And as the cacophony of sound. But you guys see Darcy off to the side in this kitchen as there is a little dumbwaiter cart that is being loaded up with drinks at the moment.
Can we sneak into the kitchen without
You
head
guys are already
chef?
in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
There's
Perfect.
so much movement going on.
Perfect. Let's make our way towards Darcy.
Yeah, you guys just stay close to the wall, out of the way of people. But also right now there's so much movement going on that you guys probably standing still will be more noticeable than you guys making your way.
Right. I think one thing I'm looking for is this conclave is for the 6 families, right?
9 families.
9 families. 9 families. From what we know, head of the family and the guard.
Mhm.
That's 18 people. This feels like a dinner for more than 18 people. Is that what I'm getting the sense of? Like this dinner is going to be huge?
It seems. Go ahead and make a perception. You've worked in kitchens before, so it'll be a low DC.
Oh, damn it! I keep 23.
23. No, it's a great roll. As you're looking at it, and as you are looking, part of it too is I think the just smell of the food is consciously or subconsciously having you look towards it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think part of it, as you're looking at it, the actual quantities don't seem that massive. What seems
Right.
like the biggest thing is the number of courses. So as you're
12
looking,
course meal. Mhm.
it looks to be obviously it's kind of hard to guesstimate as your people are just cooking,
Mhm.
like in the middle of cooking. But as you're looking at it, it looks maybe for like 25 people,
Okay.
like the actual quantities of food being prepared.
Cool.
But it does seem like it's course after course after course that is
Right.
being prepared. That's where the quantity is coming from.
Mhm. Great. As I'm seeing all the courses as we're walking through, I'm like, "Oh, no. This is this is a fancy dinner." And I look at Pearson, Val. We don't really do fancy dinners at the bar.
You're just serving alcohol, though. Just be
R
yourself. They'll think it's charming.
Okay. Okay. Just be myself. I haven't even gotten the gig yet. Why am I psyching myself out?
You're
We
getting
gotta
the
go start
gig.
the right.
As you guys are making your way, turns around, sees Val, darling, what are you all doing here?
I have a huge favor to ask that is
Yes.
on. Can Buka work the bar tonight, please? It's for the
Bartender.
greater good.
What do you
And he is a bartender.
He is a bartender. He's licensed and very.
Oh,
I have a resume.
no, it's fine. Oh, this is the worst possible time you could have been asking.
I know
Oh,
it's a big favor to ask, but it's important for the safety of everyone and the houses and
what? Does this
And
have to
fell.
do does this have to
It's
and
do
about
Thel.
it's
It's
Thel's
really
safety.
it's Thel's safety too, because if we don't get the information, then he will go charge the big man, and then he'll probably die, and we don't want
what
that.
what big man? There's like a younger half probably that's walking past, and as soon as you say get killed by the big man, you're like, he's just like, and then kind of continues on as he also
Inside joke, ha ha ha. Anyway, so the people who inflicted wounds on him with like the necrosis and everything, he tried to go back today, and I stopped him, right? So he wouldn't get killed. And part of his old gang, he wants to fight him. We don't want him to fight him. We just need information because they're trying to steal
excuse me.
an item.
As people are walking past you guys,
Long story short, it's just for the greater good because they want to harm and or steal an item from one of the heads of the house, but we don't know which head and we don't know anything really, so we're trying to get information, please.
go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
In the background, I would like to be flipping bottles around and glasses and stuff like that to possibly
See,
provide
resume. Anyway, I
help.
got a 15.
Uh you can't be part of the wait staff. The wait staff will know immediately if you just joined in. They don't know who you are.
I don't
Um
want to join in. We know
no,
better
no.
than that.
She's talking to Buka.
Talking to me.
Oh,
Um,
Mhm.
okay.
Right.
I the you might be able to come in with me for the initial. There's going to be before the dinner starts. There is going to be like a cocktail hour
Right.
where there's a few of us that will be making our way around serving drinks. There's not a bar,
Okay.
but I might need a little help
Right.
with
I
getting
grab
to
a
the start.
tray from a counter that's nearby and I start spinning it on my finger. I
Go
can
ahead and
help
make
with whatever you want.
yeah, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Oh no. I thought you were just gonna let me have it.
With
No,
advantage because he's a bartender.
sure.
Okay. First roll, 16.
Okay.
Second roll on the
Like,
floor.
oh, second roll, 22.
22. As you go, your obviously the actual food and drinks that are served at the Leaning Tree are not pristine or high quality or of a high caliber by any means. But the actual art of serving doesn't really matter technically what's in the actual drinks. And as you start spinning it, you are able to place a couple of flutes that do have champagne on it. And just the centrifugal force is keeping the liquid in the actual flutes themselves. And then as you stop it, you do grab a couple of bottles that there are champagne bottles. There are also some other liqueurs that are on in these beautiful, beautiful glass bottles. Some of them look like the original bottles that they would come in. Some of them look like decanters of some kind. But you're able to not necessarily be currently dressed for the part, but you do act the part.
Right.
Okay, just for the cocktail hour.
Right. I think that might be all we need. for your peace of mind, I need you to know that we think as long as everybody is together, everyone is safe.
Good. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Um,
Right.
there's a lot going on. I need you all out of the kitchen as some of
Yes.
the chefs are starting to kind of take a look. Looks
Mhm.
over at Buka. Be back in 2 hours.
Yep.
We will get dressed for the event. It'll be a few hours before, but I will introduce you to the other servers and we'll hope for the best.
Thank you
Amazing.
so much.
I put the tray down with the flutes and the bottles of champagne.
Thank you. Okay. Uh uh honey, I love you. Get the hell out of my kitchen, please.
I love you. I will. Bye.
And then you guys walk past. And then that halfling is still like concerned look as he's just wiping down one of
There was a family emergency. I'm sorry.
yeah. You guys make your way out. The sound of the cooking and just the craziness of a kitchen before a massive event. You guys are able to leave that behind. But in the meantime, you guys make your way back out. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do before the events of this evening?
Do you need to get cleaner?
What what do you mean by cleaner?
D-
I'm we we haven't done anything recently, right?
When was the last time you showered? I know you
Uh,
don't like them, but to be in this part, you need to act the part, and you know these people shower every day.
right. It's been 7 days since I've showered.
Yeah, let's go back. So I'm gonna give you the option. We can either go back to my door,
Okay.
shower, or we can hose you off in front of Thel's.
Which one's warmer?
Probably the dorm.
Probably the
Probably.
dorm.
Okay, let's do the dorm instead because it is still snowing outside. Maybe
It'll
not
wake you up.
currently, but there is snow on the ground. I'm already awake though. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yes.
As you guys make your way back to the dorms, there's a little bit more commotion in the actual dormitories themselves. Some people you recognize, some people that you kind of have seen in passing. Obviously, all living in the same hallway, Val. But you make your way past people. There's some like polite smiles and hellos from some of the students you haven't seen in the last couple of weeks at this point. But everyone just does polite smiles and nods, and then a little confused look as trailing behind you is Buka and Pierce. And then there's a couple of random, as they see Buka and Pierce, just little waves from some of the guys and gals as they're curious, interested in the people that Val seems to have brought home, I guess. And you guys eventually make your way in. And just like a cat in water, Buka, you are claws out at the edge of this massive tub. But as you are very terrified to get in the water, the beautiful thing of Sollivant and specifically being in Lenneth Academies, there are two stones that have runes at the bottom. So the tub is slightly elevated. And just a quick touch, you're able to activate it, and it starts to warm the water in the tub. The tub itself is massive. Think like jacuzzi size.
Oh, yeah. This is
Okay.
if all the baths and showers were like this, I'd do it more often.
So I put some salts in there. We have some bath bombs. I put their shower gel on the side, a conditioner if you want to condition, a deep conditioner if you want to do that. I
Right.
don't know what your daily routine is or what your everything shower looks like, but it's
Mhm.
all there
Mhm.
for you. Do you need help?
I think as Buka's like kind of scratching at his own fur, I think I've got it. And grabs
You need to
way
look
too
the
much
part. So
way too much soap and
that's
and
fine.
it's
We can
putting it
get more.
everywhere.
You use everything and everything you need. It'll
Okay.
be great.
Okay.
This one
Water
smells like rose. This one smells like
water is
lavender.
filthy. Water becomes filthy so
Um,
quickly.
we are going to empty this and start you a new one just to like keep it going. You know, we really need you to look. We need you to look the part.
So I'm taking 2 baths?
You're taking multiple. We need to get you as clean as a newborn.
Oh,
You
no.
do have a few hours before you have to be back. And in the course of this hour and a half or 4.5 baths later, the water remains moderately clean by the last one. And I think with that, is Buka's fur color pretty much the same? Or
Okay. So, Buka's fur color, you see goes from like a for lack of better words, muddy brown to more of like an amber, like a dark amber brown. And as dirt and muck and oils get washed away, you notice that Buka is striped almost with a dark, so dark black, it's quite honestly almost purple striping throughout his fur. And it's seeming to get fluffier. So Buka's really skinny, slim frame is looking like it's filling out. But you know for a fact that it's not because that's how big Buka is. It's just volume.
Just
Old,
like a
okay,
man,
muscle.
just like a man with a massive beard. The moment you pull back at the beard, you realize that the face underneath is not as large. And so as you see Buka get out of the bath for the final time, as you guys are approaching that time a few hours before the event, but around the time that Darcy asked you to come back, you see this fluffy tabaxi, probably with color like fur coloring that you guys probably have not seen before.
Puka, you look so good and fluffy.
Am I taking up too much space? I feel like
No, no, this is as much space as you take up all the space, sweetie. You are
okay.
so good. I have a leave-in conditioner that can like tame some of this, but also like moisturize because I know we did a lot to strip away everything. So we can spray you down with something.
Okay,
We can tame the fluff on the top so you have a nice slick back do. You'll be so good.
great.
Pierce, as
Let's
you're in
do
the
it.
next room, just the most floral of scents and smells starts wafting from the other room. But Buka comes out looking and smelling the cleanest probably that he has in the last, I'm going to say arguably 2 decades, but
Yeah, since birth, probably. Yeah,
probably.
Cleaner than birth. We did
cleaner than
it.
cleaner than birth. We did it, folks.
But you are able to put on some fresh clothes as well. Similar to what you were wearing before, as far as like the school uniform. And you guys are able to make your way back to the kitchen where Darcy asked you guys to meet up. As you guys make your way there, the craziness seems to have subsided from the kitchen. At this point, the man that's been turning the giant hog is still there, but you notice huge cuts of meat have been cut already.
Mm.
And so presumably to be taken to be served at some point in the evening, but he's still continuing to turn, as this is obviously genuinely one of the largest hogs you've ever seen in your life.
Right.
Okay, lechon.
Hey, we're cultured here.
Shout out
Lechonk
to my Filipinos. Lechon.
to lechonk. But at that point, as you guys make your way in, before you guys into the kitchen, Darcy looks out or makes her way out, almost looking to start looking for you guys, and sees you guys just a few steps away from the door and just says, "Okay, wonderful. We can get honey." Looking at Buka, you look great.
I smile shyly.
Thank you so much.
I
That was on
took
me.
I took 3 baths.
Good job.
4.5,
Oh,
but you know.
oh, good. Grabs your arm and starts smelling the fur and like, oh, you smell okay. I'm still a little stressed out, but I'm okay. This will be good. This will be good.
Right? I looked the part. We can make this happen, right? I can still carry the trays. Has my newfound cleanliness affected my ability to handle drinks?
You feel that the fluff is actually a little bit.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
I'm gonna walk you through the drink menu. We'll have areas in the corner where the drinks will be available. You'll be walking around with different people who have different trays, but I'm gonna walk you through the drink menu in case somebody asks for something. You can either offer them that or something similar. Are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Just it's a short list. Of course, we're gonna be serving nectar wine. We have a Reedport Red. We have the Dwarven Ember Brandy. We have a couple of whites, but no one's going to order those probably. We have Sylph's Kiss. Do you know what Sylph's Kiss is?
No.
It's kind of like a cordial of some
Okay.
kind.
Great.
We're going to also have a ales. We're going to have Iron Ale. We're going to have a Gold Leaf Lager. We're going to have the Runestone Mead. Am I going too fast?
Yes.
Okay. Keep up. We're also going to have a
Yes.
few like non-alcoholic things. I don't
Mhm.
really imagine that people are going to order that, but we have a Moonleaf Tea, and then we're going to have a Skyberry Juice, which is like a tart combination of juices. Do you feel okay with this?
Yep, it sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I look back at Pierce and Val and just make the most awkward smile. Like at the tavern, we sold 4 beers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do the same awkward smile back with a thumbs up. You got it, sweetie.
I didn't
Okay.
catch on that it was awkward, so I just smile.
You were awkward, so it's fine.
Okay, wonderful. We have a couple of uniforms that we should have something in your size that will all the servers will be wearing, and then we can get started.
Great.
Okay.
Let's do it.
She leads you to one of the back rooms. In the kitchen, there is a storeroom of some type, and there's another door that does seem to have mostly aprons hanging, but you do notice a couple of these red and white button down, almost like a chef's uniform,
Mm-hmm.
but that the servers will be using, and then black aprons to go over that.
Awesome.
But
I
you do
adorn
find
myself.
something- Mhm.
Yeah, I adorn myself in the helps garb and prepare myself. I think one thing I do want to make sure is that I have my red scarf still.
Okay.
I still want that to like slightly show underneath my chef's, or not my chef's garb, but my uniform.
Yeah, as that happens, there's a point where she adjusts it a little bit, and almost she honestly unties it and reties it in a way that it almost looks like an ascot of some type.
Awesome. Yeah.
And she's like, grabs you by the shoulders on her tippy toes, and then kind of making you crouch down a little bit, but just says, "Okay, we'll go inside. I'll show you what the area will look like, and please don't mess this up."
I just give her a thumbs up. I say, okay, we're gonna go and serve it. We got this.
Yeah, wonderful. And then she leads you back outside, and you guys see Buka dressed in his now new work uniform, and then looks at Val and at Pierce and just says, "You guys obviously can't come in. You might be able to see some stuff from the bell tower." And then as she looks again, basically like connected buildings, but the bell tower has you have a visual of all the entrances into where this quote unquote war room. And so it might just kind of keep you guys out of sight, but please stay out of sight. This is very dangerous people. These are incredibly
Yes.
dangerous people.
Yes, I'll head that way.
Knowing that, I think I would have given the key to Pierce.
Mhm.
So that way, if they needed to get into any specific room to have a better vantage point or whatever it is, they have the key.
Great call.
Mhm.
Anything before you guys split up?
Buka, you're all grown up. I'm proud of you. You got this. Just rely on your good old personality. You got this, okay?
Puka looks like he's actually grown like a half-inch taller because his fur is that much fluffier. Okay, yeah. We are looking for. Remind me what I'm looking for. The golden
Gold
sash,
Yes.
and making sure that whoever has the golden sash, do I want to tip them off, or do I want to just know who they are and know where they're going after dinner?
I think,
Um,
like I mentioned before,
second.
I think the only head that we should even try to actually have a conversation with is the head of House Kazari's, just because we've already met him, and obviously we don't have a relationship, but he was friendly to us.
Right.
So if he's the only one with the gold sash, then
Great.
potentially, if the opportunity presents itself, you could say something.
Okay. Now, second question. Do you think he's going to recognize me?
It's possible, but
that's okay. Students
you're on
work
campus
this all the
and
time.
now,
Yeah.
and working now. So like,
Okay.
I don't think that's super odd.
You
But
can just
okay,
say
that
you're
would
part of the
be-
hospitality program. It's fine.
Okay. A hospitality program. Okay. Hospitality
And
program.
give you an opportunity to talk to him.
Nectar wine. Report red. Dwarven ember brandy. We got a bunch of whites. Okay. We got the
No one wants
the
those,
Silk
though.
Kiss. Right. A bunch of ales. We got the iron ale, the gold leaf, and then the rune stone. And I
What
look
if I
over.
wanted a tea?
Yeah,
Or is it
moonleaf, tea, or skyberry
Juice.
juice.
Yeah.
Out of game,
Perfect.
I am so impressed.
I wrote notes.
I'm impressed with
no,
those
I know,
names.
but thanks.
Thank you for giving me names and also letting me write those down. And in real time, hopefully this doesn't get cut out. I write terribly.
Oh my god.
And screenshot. That's okay, Chicken Scratch. It's in a different language, you know.
If you can read
Yeah,
it, that's what matters.
that's what
If
I'm
you
saying.
could read it, it's in your
Mhm.
mind palace.
Yeah.
There's
Here's the
no
thing.
way that Buka's handwriting is any different from PE's handwriting.
Here's the thing, bro.
And that's canon.
I started writing in all caps in real life because I needed to slow down how fast I write.
I write in all
Like,
caps.
right.
I
Exactly.
write in all caps too.
To slow it
I
down so I can read
write
it.
like a normal person.
Mm.
I mean,
And
I
that's
started
why
in all caps because I was taking architecture classes.
yeah.
That's a lot of fun. If I don't write in all
Med-
caps,
medical
I write
handwriting, well known for
right.
its legibility.
Right. I straight up write in cursive.
Hey, I'm a barista.
More like slursive.
Anyways. Anything else?
Can I give
I don't think
Darcy a
so.
hug and say thank you so much for trusting us? I appreciate this. This is for the greater good. I love you so much.
Yeah, of course. You keep saying greater good. I don't know what that means, but wonderful.
It trusts
You
me.
feel she's starting to like sweat. She's like, okay, greater good. Yeah.
Fan her a little bit and then we run off.
You guys start making your way to the bell tower, and then Darcy and Buka make your way to this meeting room, this war room. As you make your way there, same general aesthetic as you walk in. And when you make your way into this building, there is it's not even a lobby area, but there seems to be like an ante room before whatever else you're in, like walking into. There does seem to be two entrances in, the one that you walked in, and then one further down, but there is only one door towards the next room.
Right.
And so she leads you there. At this point, as you make your way in, first thing you see in the corner are about 4 tables that are filled. You could tell it's broken down by section to different kinds of liqueurs, wines, drinks, and meads, and beers, and things like that. As you look around, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception. Not bad. 15.
15. You're looking around, pretty decent sized room. The table itself is octagonal, like it's an octagon.
Mhm.
Massive. Realistically, it probably could seat about 30 to 40 people when it's all said and done. But it does look like certain maybe chairs have been removed just for the number of people that are going to be present. But as you're looking at it, there are only a few other decorations in here. The walls themselves are brick, but very, very barren. There are no windows to be seen, and it seems that the only way in and out is door.
Mm.
But you see plenty of people moving around. You could tell some level of nervousness. But is there anything you'd like to do in this moment?
I think I'm going to observe the fellow staff and make sure that my cadence and my presence is in line with how they're acting
Perfect.
first.
Most people are up against the wall. The only time people are really not up against a wall are either when they're first walking in or if they are bringing some food or drinks towards like the tables and things like that. So beyond that, the actual center of the room itself, it's a pretty decent sized room, but it doesn't look like there are that much movement beyond that.
Mhm.
Everyone seems to be there's this level of anticipation that you kind of feel in the room itself.
Right. Are
And
there
then
any name cards on the tables so I can kind of scope out where all of these leaders and their guards are going to be?
you don't notice that,
Mm,
but you do notice crest.
okay.
And also, my apologies, I lied about the shape of the table.
Mhm.
It is not an octagon. It is a
Right.
decagon.
10.
10.
Who is the 10th seal?
It's an
And
empty spot.
it's an empty spot. No seal.
No seal.
Okay. So I'm going around, and do I notice which one is the Archforge?
You can tell the symbol.
I can recognize which one.
That's
Okay,
the
great.
only symbol that you've seen so far.
Right.
Because you
Absolutely.
did not see Lady Nyx. So
Exactly. Great. So I'm walking around, I'm noting all of the seals, and this is before any of the leaders come into the room.
Correct. Yeah. At
Cool.
this point, it's probably about an hour or so before they're even supposed to be, before the dinner starts. Darcy never told you when the cocktail hour starts,
Mhm,
but dinner was scheduled for 8. So
mhm.
you can presume that they'll probably start showing around like 7 or so. Um,
Awesome. I think I'm going to slip. Do I have any extra the herbs or the moss from the green room or the greenhouse? Did we use all of
uh,
it?
you did not use all of it. I don't. Go ahead and roll me just a luck check.
Look, come on.
I will say 11 or above.
11.
11? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say you have very little amount, but you have a little bit of the sun moss.
Great. I want to kind of put it on the seat of the Archforge, and if I can tell which one's going to be their seat or his guard's seat.
Cool.
Yep.
You find it. There is both chairs do look like they're the same size.
Great. So
So
mhm.
you are unsure, but
I just put a little bit on the seat just so that way, hopefully, I draw their attention in a not a serious way, but also just a inquisitive way, I guess.
cool. Right on. You do that, and as you're adjusting the seats, you let a little bit drop,
Hmm.
and then you make your way back to the edge of the room.
Hmm.
For Val and for Pierce, you guys make your way to the bell. It's only a 30-second to a minute walk. As you are walking in, there is like this, like, to get to the actual bell tower, you have to kind of go inside one of the buildings first, and that door is open. But there is this, it seems like the door to the actual bell tower itself. It does seem maybe a little bit older than the rest of the building, because the rest of the building, even the door to get in, looked just like a traditional wooden door. This one does look, or is, an iron gate to get in. You try to open it, it is locked. But because Buka handed off the key does slide right in, unlocks it, and just like a small,
Amazing.
amazing, and just a small little squeak, and you guys are able to climb up. As you guys make your way up, go ahead and give me perception check.
Okay, Pierce, it's time to proceed.
And I'll let you guys do it with advantage that you guys have, right?
Another
22?
nat 20.
Two nat
Oh,
20s? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Uh
on.
what did Val get?
22.
Oh, hell yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As you guys are waiting, there's like for the first almost full hour, there's like 30, 40 minutes where it is cold up here. There is the actual like top of the bell tower. Literally center is this massive bronze bell that Val hears multiple, multiple times in the day in the course of her studies and living there. Something that is out of you just ignore it now. It's just white noise.
Mhm.
But to the actual thing, or the actual top of the small ledge, probably goes to about waist high. And so you guys have a good vantage point as you guys are looking around. You guys have full visual of where this war room is. And it's 30, 40 minutes of it's cold as the sun has already set. It is not snowing anymore, but there's just this chill as you have to constantly stretch your fingers and move them because you feel them getting stiff just from the actual cold itself. And there's a point where you're unsure what to expect or who to expect. And you do start to notice people walking in. So, with a 22 and a nat 20, let's see who you see in.
Who's got that golden sash on? You can see
Uh,
it.
I will do these in numerical order. I'm going to roll a d10, see who shows up first. First person to show up is the Archforge himself. And then
Nice.
walking in front of him is the Four Marshal. The Four Marshal dressed in the same armor that he had on before. The Archforge, as he's walking into the building, similar clothes. Again, big bellied man, deep, like red, rich robe. And there is a golden sash that does make its way around his belly that seems to be very ceremonial as it's tied and cinched off to the side. You can't really see, but it does seem like he has a few more rings on his hands than the last time from before. And there is just the same golden ring tied at the end of his massive, big, bushy beard. Uh, He's someone that you guys had already met and seen before, and they walk in, and only a few minutes after, you guys see uh, a woman probably in her like 40s, looks to be elven in nature. Again, you guys are kind of seeing this from a higher vantage point, so it's hard to get very very specific on stuff. But you do notice a shorter dwarvish knight dressed like in armor, and their house colors are a sky blue. Um,
You
and then with some of these, I'll actually have Val roll history checks just to see if she would know who these people are.
You
I
said this
wish I
one was
paid attention.
a right. This one was a half elf. You said,
Half elf
and the
seems to be like the
dwarven
head of the
guard.
household, and then
Mhm.
dwarf.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know ish about ish because I got a 4.
Four. You don't know who this house is. But we'll work our way through it. And then it's going to be a DC 10 for these. House Kurzari would be the one that you're most confident with because you've heard of some of the other households, but not necessarily seen them. Realistically, meeting the Archforge yesterday was your first encounter with any of these heads of
And
households.
Santa was so nice.
And he was so nice. Next up will be someone that I'm assuming Pierce would have kind of described a little bit, but you do see dressed in black and white. You do see someone that you have never met, but you know that Lady Valistra Nixfarm,
We hate her, that bitch.
followed by their protector, still face covered, and then kind of again this headpiece or like a headdress as well,
Color wise, are they
black and white.
Like
black?
okay.
And then it is gonna be for this one, you actually see a couple, like a man and a woman, make their way in hand. They are dressed in like almost like a khaki brown color. It's very similar to Archforge as far as the aesthetic of it. There is like a robe, not as big bellied as the Archforge is, but like a heavier set man. And like a bigger beard, kind of bushy. Also a brown sash attached to his at his waist. And the woman that whose hand he's holding dressed very similarly. She is dressed in a tan dress. And then behind them, you do see a similarly dressed to some of the guards in Alcor. This one doesn't like you can notice some of the accents of the clothing and armor he has are tan in nature, but the rest of it just looks like traditional armor.
Hmm, nice.
We're going through all of them, you guys.
Come on.
They're from
Uh
State Farm.
next one to
Literally what I
come
was gonna
in.
say. I wrote down Jake.
And then I'm so sorry. And then go ahead and roll some history checks for
How many you want me to roll? So that one is a 4 still. I don't know history.
another four.
And then another one. You want another one?
Another one,
How
yeah.
many? Okay. Ooh, 16.
16. I'll say with 16, it'll pertain to this next house that's walking in. Another couple comes in. This one is it seems like the woman almost them incredibly tall. They are very pale, blonde hair, almost dressed almost identically to be honest. But they are the Duke and Duchess Valdali. So they are the household Valdali. They are dressed in like a darker blue, and behind them is a woman. You could tell just based off of the armor that they have on, but they have a porcelain white mask on. Um, and so the three of them head in wearing dark blue. You don't see a gold sash.
I think that I know more about this one because their fashion sense so cunty, so slay. You see the protector? Pierce. Look at the protector. Look at that porcelain white mask. Chef's kiss.
As you're looking at it,
No
Pierce,
comment.
the mask is honestly a little disconcerting because it is fully featureless. It is just where the eyes, red lipstick where the mouth would be, and those are the only features on this mask.
The mystery. It's serving. Who is she? That's what it's serving.
Would there be any reason? I mean, I don't feel like there'd be any reason why Pierce would have any chance of knowing who any of these houses are, right?
I'm
Because I
telling
haven't.
you what I know.
Well, I know, but like just from my personal experience in the military, because I haven't spent.
You might go ahead and give me a history check because of this next house. And then Val, go ahead and give me a history check.
I mean,
14.
15
You
or
both would
sorry,
recognize
14.
14. Yeah. You both would recognize
Twins?
this house. I think kind of for different reasons, actually. Val, you would know this family because just a very prominent family. They are more towards the east, where they control a lot of the ports for Stakeharia. Part of that with Pierce, you would know, at least have an idea of it, because you've seen ships that have, and this particular woman has like a pin on her, like her lapel of the shirt that she's wearing. But so you've seen this symbol before, and it is it's almost like a sea serpent that is wrapped around, and its mouth is open towards, and there's like a blue gem, like diamond in shape. And so this would be House Calemore, Caelmo. They're also known as the Lord and Lady of the Iron Coast. So
That goes
they're
hard.
like, so they're considered one of the most prominent families, mainly because they run the ports. Theirs, size-wise, isn't as physically large, but it runs the entirety of the Stakarian coast. So everyone always tries to stay on their good side since there's so much business that comes in from that end. And so yeah, people just kind of know who they are. But they are dressed in blue and white, kind of similarly to the way that one of the other households that you guys did not recognize. But they also have white and silver as attached to them, and then also wearing a sash, but a silver one. And then behind them, you do notice their protector. One thing that's a little bit more unique with their protector is coming in. You guys have met them in passing, not incredibly. Even in your travels, Pierce, you guys haven't maybe encountered a handful of people. You see a Asimar, a basically like a child of an angelic being, light gray skin, long white hair. They have this giant cloak or like a mantle of bird's feathers, but the most prominent, and they're a fairly large like individual. They're probably at like 6'4", 6'5". But the most prominent thing is on their shoulder is a white and gray albatross, and
That's
then they make their way in.
Albatross
Uh,
is massive, like a real albatross.
as
What's
you're
an
looking at it,
albatross?
It
it's
is a
a
seafaring bird that can fly for like a year
mo-
straight.
yeah, without
Hmm.
flapping its wings. As you're looking at it, its wingspan, like it's kind of hard to get because it's on her shoulder. It's probably like 8 or 9 feet in length, like the full wingspan. A massive bird. The only way of being able to hold on to them is the fact that broad-shouldered Asimar is just holding on to them. Big burly
so
girl.
is the Asmar wearing like? I mean, probably wearing armor, but does it look like the armor on the one side is almost specifically shaped for the
At
albatross's like
it's actually, I'm gonna say,
seating?
I'll say this only because you got your nat 20. It's really hard to tell because this massive cloak of feathers is covering
Mhm.
up
The
everything
armor
about
itself.
them. But you do notice that there is like a slight, I guess, a bump, like a raised part feature of the of the armor that seems to be pushing up on the cloak a little bit. Yeah, they're massive.
Yeah, their wings are like borderline triple jointed, so they double fold into each other.
That's cool.
I just found out
I
what
like
an
the
alb.
outfit.
I
Like
am
the
afraid of this thing now.
And they mate for
IRL.
life. They
it's
mate
like
for
a
Bale.
life.
really
Oh, that's cute. I love that
like
for
a
them, but
really,
I am
really,
afraid of
really
them
big
for life.
sequel.
I don't like it.
I'll go over these last couple ones really quickly because it's the last three.
Your checks?
Yes, please go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay. I'll for 3 or for
Go ahead and give me the three. We'll fly through this.
10.
10.
That one doesn't, the 7 and then 15.
Cool. I'll go the 7 first. You just notice a kind of shorter man. He looks human, but looks fairly short, maybe like 5'2", 5'3", making his way in, followed by an elven. Almost honestly, the way that they're walking looks a little bit more ballerina with their guardian behind them. But their coloring is gray, and it's like sleek gray. So they almost, especially with how tiny this man is. Honestly, it's hard to tell who the actual head of the household is with this one.
Mm,
Um, just with the appearances being a little bit
mhm.
very opposite. So it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Gray, but almost silver.
hmm
Mm.
I was thinking concrete.
One that you would, the last two you would recognize, and these are the last two that make their way in. These two actually walk in. I'll just say they walk in together. It seems like they're having a chat. One of them, another married couple, and then I will say that the couple and their protector are dressed almost identically in full armor, black, like onyx black clothing, and then this one does have a gold sash. And
There's
so,
2.
Val, you would know that this is House Ralmor, Rhalmor, and this is the Grand Marshal and the Dame Ralmor, and then they have their protector with them, and they're walking in with another married couple. They are dressed in a red and orange with a black sash, but it's another married couple. But this is the High Lord and Lady Virelion, Virelion. They are also known as the Dawnward.
The Don who?
Dawnward.
Word.
And behind them, walking, it doesn't seem like they're chatting as much, but dressed very similarly, like in armor, is again the accents are, it's like traditional, just like a knight's armor with a lot of accents of red, orange, and then they seem to have a black cloak. But they make their way in
Hmm.
immediately. Buka, you feel as House Karzar in immediate tension in the room as people are starting to move at this point. And go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. 19.
19. You see that the Archforge makes his way to where the drinks are and seems to be, he's really close to you, has not seen you though, and is talking to somebody, and then he's pointing at one of the drinks, and they go to grab a glass, and you see that he's not that far away, but he's maybe like 15, 20 feet away from you. You see that he waves his hand and then points to the bottle, and then they nod furiously, and then they just hand him the full bottle. And then he like asks for 2 glasses, and then he just grabs them, and it looks like they're trying to help, and he just waves them away and starts
Mhm.
taking them to the table to where his spot is.
Great. Do I note his golden sash?
Do you notice it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean, massive sash. It's a big belly.
Mm.
As that's happening, close to the tables, you see you see our friend Doran. At this point, I think you've been keeping an eye on him because you know the
Mhm.
gold sash and everything.
Mhm.
Immediately, the four marshal is. You hadn't noticed it until you look, and with your 19, you feel his eyes looking at you as he catches you so quickly.
I'm standing in the corner with my tray, and I'm watching the Archforge interact with the bottle, and I'm smiling and kind of laughing to myself. And immediately I turn and I meet his eyes, and I throw up a wave.
He does not wave back, but you see him mouth, "What are you doing?"
Hi, I'm gonna serve you drinks.
Shakes his head, and you could just tell his confusion. And then he goes to speak to the Archforge about what he just saw, and then he, as the Arch way to his chair, pulls
Mhm.
back, and then he sees the piece of sun moss, and he looks back, and he's just like, "What?"
I stand there and I wave, and I I kind of just sign. I'll talk to you soon.
Shakes his head, grabs the piece, and then you see he whispers, "Forge." Archforge looks at you, and then just a big wave, And he puts the bottle down. He still has the two, they're not flutes, they're glasses of some red like liqueur. And he looks at you and he almost gestures like if you want a sip.
Oh, I wave him off like, no, 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 no. This is your night. You have fun. I will talk to you later.
He just nods, sits down, and at this point, the four marshal makes a beeline to you. What are you doing?
Floor Marshal, I'm so sorry. I know that this probably feels out of place. I just need you
Yeah.
to know.
Yes, it
Yep.
does.
Yep. Pretend I'm just with the wait staff because I am. I was
Give me a
hired for this.
drink. Give me a
Yep.
drink.
I,
You're
I
hired for
give him
what?
one of the drink. I give him a drink. I give him one of the ales that I have. The iron ale.
Allowed to drink on duty?
He looks at it, and then as he's gonna take it to the Archforge, he just says, "Hired by who? What?"
Right. So I'm working right now, obviously. I did not sneak in here. I am part of the staff, okay? So I legitimately need to be here. And I'm so sorry. But I do need to talk to you about the Archforge's safety. Okay?
What? And as you say that, the door opens up, and you immediately just hear there's other people in the main, obviously, presence are the heads of the houses. Even the protectors are there as just bodyguards. But
Mhm.
there is someone that is announcing the houses,
Right.
and you do hear, and now presenting the Umbral Eye, Lady Velistra Nixfarn. And
I
as he
immediately
looks,
look at her with daggers in my eyes.
and as you're looking away, he's like, "We will talk about this later." And then he makes his way back
I
to
hope
the
as he's
Archforge.
walking away. I hope so. It
What?
is it is for everybody's best interest. I know some stuff. Okay, we'll talk later.
He's already. I mean, he's a tiefling, red skinned.
Mhm.
Somehow, it just gets even darker red.
That's
Uh,
a good do you see I took a bath and I, like, show my arm and my the rest of my fur?
what you see, just one vein just pulsating in the middle of his forehead as he makes his way back to the Archforge, and he whispers something, and then the Archforge, still in his chair, leans back a little bit, makes eye contact with you, and then just gives you a thumbs up.
Shoot him back a thumbs up like, "Yep," and I look around at the help to make sure that nobody's watching.
I feel like there's a couple of people that are definitely taking glances, but
Like,
most of the, like, 99% of the attention is immediately on as people are, as some
the
of the
rest of
heads of
the
household are. I I feel like more of the attention, because you have like a level of awareness of what's going on around you. A lot of the attention was focused on you at the beginning in that initial conversation, and then as soon as Lady Nixfarn got introduced, everyone's attention went to start to serving, and you start to hear just the different people being introduced. Do you
right.
think at this point that Buka is paying attention to the names, or just like what people are?
Absolutely 0 interest in names. Mostly watching if anybody else comes in with a golden sash, because right now it just looks like the Archforge.
As you are taking a look, you do notice another group with another gold fish.
Mhm.
And so it would be the, as I stuff somewhere.
I have it written.
Yeah, what was the other family? Sorry,
Blah, 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 blah. Railmore? House
uh
Railmore.
House Ralmore. Yep. Uh
Ralmore.
they're the ones that are all dressed in uh
Onyx.
yeah, all black with a golden
Black
sash.
and gold. Nice.
Mhm. But then at this point, people are introduced, and go ahead and give me an insight check as families and their protectors are starting to make their way in.
Hmm, nice. 18.
18. There's this weird feeling in the room. Clearly, everyone that's part of the help incredibly nervous. Like, part of it is they're already nervous with their own head of household here, and then
Mhm.
multiplied as various heads of household are here. And there's this moment when you realize that there is some level of friendliness and animosity with some of the heads of some of the household. Some of the
Mm,
houses you could tell have more friendly relationships with others.
mhm.
The ones that are the most apparent are House Ralmor and House Varelion. So the ones that are in black and gold and the ones that are in red and orange. They're the last group to come in. They like you literally saw them coming in as like the spouses are all talking to each other.
Same time. Yeah.
Yeah. So there already you can tell that there is this level of friendliness. House Nixvarn does seem to be chatting a lot with two different heads of household. One is the married couple that was in the tan clothing,
Hmm.
uh, and the other one being the so sorry with the billions of names that I have
Mind
uh,
was so big.
with House Valdali. I think you at that point too. You also noticed the families less, and you notice the mask more
Mm.
as their protector walks in, kind of takes a look around, and stays nearby to the actual house. But all the protectors you notice are kind of in their own little like bubble
Bubble.
nearby.
Hmm.
And there's like you notice there's a lot of tension between a lot of the protectors.
Right. The protector with the porcelain mask. Can I see their pupils at all, or is
No,
it just
it's like the
it splits
smallest of
barely? Yeah. Okay.
yeah. At least with the check that you got, I would
And
say
and that's what I kind of noticed of like, okay, this protector is feels more hidden than the rest of them.
yeah, yeah. But
Um, I'm gonna take my cue from the rest of the
mhm,
servers to make sure that I'm still supporting the evening the way that they would like me to.
yeah, there is this
Mhm,
moment when there is just kind of this cocktail hour, right? Some people are at the actual tables already. Some people
mhm,
are standing with drinks in their hand, and you are walking around taking your cue. You've served at a bar. Empty glass means you fill it up.
mhm,
You are making your way around. This goes on for about 30 to 40 minutes as households were coming in at different points in time.
mhm,
And by the time all of 9 houses do make their way in, there is like a point where maybe for about 15, 20 minutes, there's this small talk. And then you notice that the small talk gets quieter and quieter. And he stands up from his chair, and you hear the Archfort speak up and just clap and just say, "Okay, everybody, welcome to the Conclave of the Nine. Please, everyone, find your seats and we can get started with the dinner for this evening. I believe we will have a show to go with dinner and we will have drinks available." And then sees you and just says, because there's a point where Darcy's there with you.
mhm,
Darcy starts to kind of push as the clapping starts. You notice that the servers start to make their way out through
mhm.
that one door. And as he sees that, the Archforge speaks up a little bit and just says, there a few of you guys can stay in case we need drinks. You young tabaxi man," kind of gives you a look,
I I bow.
of course. And then maybe 2 or 3 of you in case we need drinks,
I
everybody.
I reach back and I grab Darcy's apron to make sure that she's noticed.
And yeah, there you, Darcy, and then 2 other people end up staying. The rest of them get ushered out. And then as Archford says, in case anyone needs drinks, to kind of ease us through this evening. And then there is like some polite laughing and some nods, some stern looks as well as some people don't seem to get along with him as much.
Mhm.
But with that, meetings start tomorrow, but let's enjoy tonight as we officially begin the conclave of the nine. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Woo! Cue the
We're
music.
fighting
Right.
that bitch.